Mini Nation, this episode is taken from some coaching calls that Mike did with our clients that we thought would bring tons of value to you. We hope you enjoy. And now on to the show.
All right, we got Dawn. Sasha is up, and then Claire Bear. Where's Sasha? There she is. Good to see you, girl. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am great, and I am seeing your celebration and don't want to steal your celebration thunder, so I'll let you share it out loud, but I'm excited for it.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we just passed 14 clients for recurring for August. So I'm really excited about that.
I am so excited for you and Jake. Great job. That is just my favorite ever. Like, I love that. So we're sniffing 20, which is that's a good month.
We're getting there. We have a little bit more to go. So if I can get to 20, that's going to be fantastic.
And if you fail miserably and hit 18, we'll let it slide. You'll be all right.
Right. Yeah. So I'm celebrating that. And then I'm taking Wednesdays off, which has been huge for me. So I was off yesterday.
And weekends?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Wednesdays and weekends.
Beautiful. Great job. That is just my favorite. All right. 2 questions. 1, how to fire a client. 2, setting job minimums. How do I do this in person? So the big thing I found with, I don't like the word firing. Parting friends is the way I would go. Is I do the whole, it's not you, it's me, right? Like, doing a romantic thing. So, hey, Sasha, 100% appreciate that you'd like to follow my cleaners around and give them live coaching as they clean, and that it's your favorite thing to hide things and see if we find it and yell at us if we don't. That's all very reasonable expectations, and you have every right to get that level of service. Obviously, we've not been able to perform for you at that level, and I can see that we're frustrating you often, and you don't want to pay someone to make you crazy. Let's find you someone that can do everything that you need, so it's a happy relationship, not a contentious where you're frustrated with me. And same thing. I don't want to get to the point where every time I see your phone, I'm like, oh, God dang it, Sasha, let's find you a better fit.
Okay, so she loves us, but we don't love her back. And it's exactly what you said. Like, I feel like we're always walking through a landmine with like stuff that's like around the house. Like, the dog will have like accidents, and she's older than me.
It's super reasonable for you to expect your cleaners to clean up dog urine and poop. It's just not something we do. And I get that you want that, and you should have that. It's just not something we offer.
Okay. And then, so just approach it as like, we're parting as friends and we love to help. Like, should I help try to find her, like refer her out, or give her suggestions about, because like what she really needs is like a private housekeeper, not like a service, so that she can customize.
So, well, 2 things. 1, if you like her as a person, like she's delightful in the core values match, she really just does want a different level of service than you offer. I'm open to retraining her and saying, this is what we do.
Yeah.
If you'd like us to do this slice of what we do, and you kind of create space for that when you're like, totally reasonable that you want someone to pick up your dog and cat. And by the way, I would charge extra and love doing it for outside. And even on inside, I'm like, I'm here. Let's freaking do it. We can buy a little $200-$300 carpet cleaner and, just charge $100 for a cleanup and give the cleaner extra 20, and everyone's happy. So I'm much more into core values. Like, if she's just a pain in the ass and rude and hurtful and disrespectful, that I'm not interested in. But if she's super kind and she pays great, she just wants extra stuff, I'm going to try and just not try. I'm just going to say, we don't even offer that for anybody. If you'd like us to do it, we can't do it for free. That's for certain. This is what it would cost. And if she's okay with it, and then again, I'm going to make it a very not cheap, right? Because it's an add-on service, and that's can have higher margins. And I'm going to make it so if my cleaners are just getting paid $20 a month and they got to haul a carpet thing and deal with dog poop, they may not love it. But if I'm like, oh no, we pay an extra $20 just for that, and they know it only takes them 15 minutes, now all of a sudden they're like, ooh, come on, dog poop. So I'm going to give her that. If she is a core values match, just the expectations are set improperly. That's really a sales issue, not anything else. Certainly, if expectations can either be you do these services that you don't, I'm going to try and find a way to do the services in a massively profitable way that makes my cleaners be like, oh, I hope I get to do the service because I get paid so well to do it. And then the company feels the same way.
Okay, so she has on like the only thing is she's on like a really tight budget because she's an older lady. And so like
Then she can't afford it, and it's fine.
okay. Okay. So then
Well,
I'm
it
just
is okay. You're like, hey, we don't do X, Y, and Z for free. She's like, well, I can't pay. Oh, well, it's
okay.
totally, I don't know if anyone would do it for what we're charging, but if you want to try
Yeah.
and find them, God bless you.
Okay. Okay. And then so like if they're doing gross things, we would just pay the cleaners that money. So let's say like we had some cleaners
I
who didn't want to
personally
do
would just do, I personally would just, everything would be hourly. But
okay.
if, and I get a little, and this is just me, this is not the right answer. This is just how I would choose to comport my business. If we were at an event and asked one of you guys to clean up dog poop, I think that's not our relationship. If I was at an event and I asked Suzanne, who is an employee, to clean up dog poop, I would feel very bad about that because that's not what I've hired her to do. And that would be a little above and beyond. If one of you guys was crying and needed extra love and attention, I would have no problem asking Suzanne to do that because it's well within her scope of this is your job. So if it's a cleaner and like, I don't want to clean that up, I'm like, well, you probably should get a different job.
Okay.
So like if Suzanne's like, I'm just dealing with so much negativity and emotions and these people are so stressed out, I'm sick of it. I'm like, maybe you should pick a different job. Like, that's fine. You have a right to be sick of it, but you came to me asking to help people change their beliefs, which is like, this is part, like, I want to be an Uber driver, but I don't want to drive, or I don't want to drive in that neighborhood, or I don't want to make left turns, or it's like, well, then don't be, it's fine. You don't have to drive anything, but you can't be an Uber driver. So I personally, if people get fussy about cleaning, I'm like, well, then don't be a cleaner. So
okay.
Dog poop.
So not necessarily pay him for the add-ons, but pay him for just the job hours and bill hourly for a job like that. Because it's different every time we go, which is so hard to plan from a scheduling.
Yeah, so the client would have a flat-on add-on. I personally would just set this up to do it regularly. I was just giving you, if you're like, no, my cleaners are going to be angry and I don't want to have that thing, I was giving you an option that you could do to make it easy.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what I would do. I would probably be more like, have Andrew do it, or whoever. I would have people do it and then just watch how they respond. And if Andrew's shitty about it, I'm going to keep that in mind. And if Jessica's like, no problem, boss, happy to do it, I would be much more likely to get her a $50 gift certificate, or not a tit for tat, but a thank you. And I'd get that at the weekly meeting. Not like every time you do X, you get Y, but when you show up as a core values match, I hold you up and go, everyone look at Jessica. She did great. I'm not going to hold up Andrew and be like, this little punk was, I'm just going to shut up about Andrew or talk to him privately. But I am going to hold up Jessica and give her that reward publicly, not as a fee for services. And so you could do nothing. That would be the standard. And there's a core value issue of cleaners. Like, I don't want to clean that. Dead bodies or something maybe. But other than that, it's like, yeah, this is, or if someone's just completely vomiting on the carpet, or just like, because it's pets that are like, we don't know, we're doing the best that we can. Second, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'll give some rewards and stuff like that. But if you're like, it's too hard, it's too difficult, you could always just pay them a flat fee. So they're super into it.
Okay. All right. So just make it about us to let her go. That we were.
Make it the opposite, make it about her.
Make it about her, saying like, we want you to get what you want. And like for us, we offer like this, right?
And if you want this, we can continue. But if you want that,
she wants like, she's like, well, we're like, I don't know what we are. I guess we're like Olive Garden right now. And she wants like Red Lobster. And I'm like, we don't have that, you know?
She's at Walmart going, where's my personal shopper? And they're like, you got to go to Nordstrom, man. Like, that's
okay.
And Walmart's not going to go, shit, we better hire a phalanx of personal shoppers. They're going to give her directions in Nordstrom. Like, they know who they are. And they're like, this is what we got. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just, it is what it is. So the right person should go to the right thing. And she might change and go, okay, well, I'm at Walmart. There's enough other benefits. I'll do this shopping here. But we just have to make that distinction in our mind. Mike Campion here. Do you ever listen to the podcast and go, this is great information, I just wish I could actually get it implemented, and I wish I could get some help? Well, we do that. If you would like either myself or my team's help actually coming up with a plan that's specialized to you and your business, because with these podcasts, obviously we have to be very general and we can only go 20 minutes at a time. If you'd like to jump on a call with myself or my team, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. We'll jump on a call. There's no charge. and we'll help you get some absolute clarity around exactly what to do next and how to do it. The reason we don't charge for these calls is the plan that we come up with, people want help implementing that. If that's the case, we're happy to talk about it. And if it's not, that's okay too. We're happy to just help you come up with a plan. So if you want to translate the information you're learning here into an actual plan that can change your life, give us a ring, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. Love to either myself or have one of our coaches walk you through and actually personalize the content you get here to where you're at with your business. Talk soon.
Okay, got it. So then the next question is about minimums. So like we have like some young working professionals that have like these little tiny studios that are like 400 square feet. And like for us, that would be like maybe an hour or two, just depending on what we're doing.
It doesn't matter. When you call a plumber to your house,
it's just a minimum.
You're going to open the door and he's going to be like, that's $120. And he's not going to go, well, how many toilets or how fancy? It doesn't matter. I showed up, it's $120 or whatever that is.
Okay. So how do I decide that? Because like I was like
once in advance, regardless of client. So for me, if I was in, what city are you going to get, Sasha?
So we live in Denver, but we're in Albuquerque, our business.
Okay. So Albuquerque's middle class. Like if it was Denver, my minimum might be 250. In Albuquerque, it's probably going to be 200. If it was in, Vancouver, San Francisco might be 300, but in Albuquerque, 200 is fine for everyone. No matter what city you're in, I would have a minimum of 200 and go up from there if it's just a higher expense city. So just $200, and he might be like, Jessica's like, what about rural? Same thing, 200. She typed it before I said everybody. Now I'm making it look stupid because I'm a terrible human being. When you're a bad coach, always blame the client. That's rule one. When you make a mistake, try and make someone else feel bad about themselves, especially if they're super sweet like Jessica and won't tell anyone and just smile and nod. So yeah, the minimum is just going to be that. And same thing with how far you go. Like if I go to Tim and Beth and the driving's far and it's more expensive, then they don't have to hire me. That's okay. Right? And if they're like, I don't want a minimum, then that's okay. We are not a fit for you. That's okay too.
So when we're talking about like, so we do biweekly and weekly. So then like biweekly, our minimum.
If it's biweekly, it'd probably be 300 would be the minimum. Sorry. 200 would be my minimum monthly charge.
200 monthly. Okay.
And I don't know, I wouldn't take those, but I see. I assume that you did. If you don't, 300 would 100% be my minimum for a twice a month service. Okay.
Regardless of size, this is what our minimum is. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I didn't know how to establish that because I was like, I mean, it hardly takes us any time there. But I don't know if we don't want to go to somebody's house for like $40. So like, I don't really know.
Well, the business owner, you're selling infrastructure. So like, it hardly takes us any time. It's like, yeah, but you still they have to have cars, all the hiring process, the weekly meetings, the parties, the quarterly reviews, you being here, everything that you do, people kind of tend to dismiss that, but it's like, if it was just cleaning, they do it on their own. It's a little more complex in this, the processes and anyway. So, yeah, it really does cost more. I was just talking with Don on the podcast and he was like, I think he's 4X'd in his business, but his number of clients only went up 20%, but his profit probably 5 or 10X'd. So the quality of client makes a big difference. And I'm not saying you can't be Walmart and sell $1 billion or Amazon and sell $1 billion of things to Nick Leach, but it's a tough. Yeah. So that's not even a good business model. So I would rather be the guy that's like, I went from $500,000 to $1 million. And I did that by going from 60 clients to 70, as opposed to I went from 60 clients to 120. So it's better to lose a winner than win a loser.
I just didn't know if I should negotiate the minimum because of the size, but that makes sense. We just need to have, this is the lowest we go for any service.
Same thing. I want a Mercedes S-Class. I'm like, well, I'd like the S-Class and I want the fanciness, but I never use the back seat. Can I just pay for the front too? They're like, it's a $100,000 car. You can use whatever part of it you want. Well, but I only need this. Then don't buy it. Well, this is what I want. Then buy it. See what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like the price is a price for us to come.
Yeah, and they go, I'm not going to pay that. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Okay, great. Is it okay? Can I sneak one more question in here?
Yeah, of course.
So like I have like a script around this, but I really need to be able to articulate it a little clear. How do you answer the questions that come in when people ask, what is the difference between you and a private housekeeper? How do I best answer that? I mean, of course, one of them's cost, right? And we have like the regular stuff.
For those of you guys on the sales calls, how should Sasha, or you cannot have to be, but you'll probably have a better answer if you've been on sales meetings with me. Someone comes to me and goes, what's different between you and a housekeeper? Adon.
We're a full-size company, so we have insurance, we're bonded. We don't just hire a bum from out of the street. If you want someone that's not gonna, if you want to pay this much, I can get you this person, but it's going to be a bomb that I'm hiring out of the street, unless you want someone that is going to be.
That would be typical answer or response. I would go the opposite. Anyone else? I'm not trying to trick anyone.
I got.
I saw you, Bernetta. I saw Sean first. I don't know who was first. I saw Sean first. Sean, hit us.
With curiosity, just tell me more about why that's a big deal.
Don, why can't you be like your big sister,
don't
Sean?
Say big deal.
I would have accepted any question. And Bernetta, the way Bernetta was going, I bet you she had a question. Any question would be better than a response. So we're this and we're great and we're amazing. That's an interesting distinction. Why don't you tell me what you're looking for and we'll see what the best option is.
Okay.
Or what makes you ask that? That's a really interesting question. What makes you ask?
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like all the other stuff is so boring, like licensed, bonded, insured. Like a lot of clients don't even really get what that means, right?
Well, but that's the point of asking the question. So if I go, well, I had someone else in here and I found out they were hiring illegal immigrants and they weren't even paying them a wage and they were taking advantage of them and it made me feel sick. Well, then licensed, bonded, insured is see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm just saying we clean good, we clean great, but her problem is who they hire or who know, or I had a guy in here and I don't want guy. I have no idea what the problem is, but when I just start selling, there's an 80% chance I'm going to miss it, right? But if I ask her, why is that important to you? She's like, oh, just curious. Like, well, what's important to you about it? Price. Oh, well, then I'm glad that you asked because you probably are looking for and I'm going to probably push at it. So it's okay if it's just one person, they go on vacation, the cleaning doesn't happen, like not to try and trick them. They might be like, yeah, as long as it's cheap, that's what I want. I'm like, oh, then we've got a distinction that makes sense to them. Here's what a solo cleaner is. They're super cheap. There's no systems. There's less reliability, but you get the same person every time until they quit or you fire them. Oh, that's what I want. Great. Then you don't even have to sell them on you. Just be like, I helped you get some clarity around this. And when they're like, well, I just asked because I need people that are W-2 employees, or I want to know who's in my home, or I want insurance, or I want to make sure if I'm not here, there's insurance there, and someone steal it, like whatever the case may be, you can answer the question contextualized to her as opposed to just sort of bragging about your own self. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.